Good morning to you. Daybreak at iFiber 1. Morning, Spencer.
Hey, good morning.
So there's a lot of great clubs and organizations up at Shelton High School and throughout the whole school district here. Kids are able to kind of key in on a lot of different types of groups that you gather and become parts of, members of. Two in today from the NJROTC, Alisson and Benjamin. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in and talking with us about this. You have an upcoming event on the 13th. First grades. What grade are you in there, Benjamin?
I'm a senior this year.
All right. Looking forward to graduation?
Oh, yeah. So excited.
And then, Alisson, what about you?
I am a junior this year.
Very cool. So you'll continue on into the next year and be a upcoming leader of NJROTC. So tell us a little bit about the program, how long you guys have been involved in it, and first, what have you gained as a member of this club? Benjamin, we'll start with you.
Well, first off, it is a military organization, so a lot of what we learn is discipline and being responsible, being leaders. I personally have grown up so much just in the past 4 years. I've learned how to work better with people and how to command and just how to get my life in a responsible and good way to prioritize things that I need.
So do you sit in like a classroom setting where you learn these skills, or is it just kind of, well, now we're going to command this unit and you need to earn the respect of the people in your group, and maybe this is how you do it, or is it through trial and error, or is it a classroom setting where you get this?
It's a little bit of both. It is a class that you take and you sit down in a classroom and you learn about the Navy, and you learn about, just recently the senior class has been learning about like financing and things like that. But there's also morning classes and parades that we do where we command our troops and we lead by example.
What does the next step look like after graduation? What could you possibly move into being a member of NJROTC at a high school level? So
going through NJROTC all 4 years, you have a leg up if you decide to enlist in the military. You get promoted to one of the first few ranks before everybody else that hadn't gone through ROTC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
But there's also opportunities for the senior ROTC scholarships at some colleges that offer it, which will put you even higher. But you have to go through college first.
And you still have to go through boot camp and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't ever get out of that.
Never.
Alisson, what about you? What have you learned? What are some of the main takeaways that you've had? You've been doing it 3 years now, or
like 2 years now.
2 years now. What are some of the things? Obviously, you enjoy it. You're still here. You're here talking about it this morning. What have you come away with that you didn't think you would have previous?
I think personally for me, my confidence has grown a lot, because before joining, I was a lot more reserved and shy, and I didn't know how to tell anybody anything to help them out, get better as a person. But now being in NJROTC and being put in leadership opportunities, I've really grown as a person. And myself, I've become more outspoken, doing things like this. I didn't think I'd be doing this 2 years ago, talking about NJROTC here. So I've definitely grown a lot as a person in that aspect.
Do either of you come from military families, or what's the background for both of you, in terms of family members or anybody?
For me, my grandpa on my dad's side was in the Air Force and the Army and National Guard.
Okay.
My father was debating it, but ended up not going into, and it's interested me a little bit, but as I draw closer to graduation, it hasn't become part of my plans.
Interesting.
Personally, I don't really have any relatives. I think I have one cousin in the military, but I don't have necessarily any relatives. It's just I mainly joined the program because my friends were in it, and it kind of seemed interesting to me, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. But after joining, I obviously like it a lot. So
you guys got to get up early to do your morning routines and things like that.
Yeah, we just came from our 0 period class.
Yes.
Wow.
That is impressive. We've talked with representatives from NJROTC over the years here, and I know the school's program has kind of ebbed and flowed in numbers, but still it has remained one of the larger groups in the high school. So when you guys are there, are there certain days that you're in your full dress regalia, and it is apparent that is a large contingent of the high school?
Yeah, usually it's Mondays when we have our inspections where everybody in the company has to wear their uniforms. And during our class periods, we are inspected by our inspectors and our instructors who quiz us on our knowledge and look at our uniforms, see if everything's ship-shape.
Nice. 13th is a big day. What happens on the 13th?
Yes, on February 13th at 6 p.m. at the Shelton High School Mini Dome, we're going to have our change of command ceremony. And so basically, we're going to be getting a new commanding officer. So if you want to talk about what that's going to be like.
So I'm the commanding officer this year, so I'm the head honcho in charge of everything.
There you go.
And come Wednesday, February 13th, a week from now, we're going to be finding a new one. It's going to be a junior this year, so maybe her.
Hey.
But
How does the process work? Is it a drill down and the last person standing is the one? Or how does it work?
I wish. Well, it's a collaborative effort between our instructors and myself and some of the other seniors this year who think we picked the person that we think is going to be best.
Do you know already? It's a secret, or you guys haven't decided yet? Are you
It's
in
a
the process
secret. Everybody finds out on Wednesday night, so if you want to know, you got to show up.
That's cool. So every year, obviously, new recruits come in. Can you be a freshman to start? Do you have to be a sophomore, or is it?
You can join whenever. Personally, I joined in the middle of my freshman year, so I haven't been at it since the absolute beginning, but you can still get up there if you really work hard for it. But anybody from any grade can join, honestly.
And then when it comes to if parents are listening now, their kids are getting ready to enter into the high school system, and there are a lot of groups and opportunities, different types. You know, there's DECA and all sorts of other groups. What would be a sell to the parents to have them kind of start this conversation? Obviously, the confidence, the leadership skills, these are lifelong things that you can take on no matter what you decide to do later in your life. What would you say to maybe, let's role play a little, your kid getting into high school, you say, listen, I did this, you should do this, here's why.
I think the biggest aspect of NJROTC is its main goal is to promote citizenship among students. And I think if you really want your child, if you're a parent, you want your child to be a better citizen and even to respect more. I know that the instructors at our school and our unit, they really expect a lot from us, and they really teach you to respect those, especially in a higher authority than you, and you really learn a lot from them. And it's just a different type of class that I've never taken any class like it, obviously. Yeah. And personally, if you want your child to really put themselves out there and become more of a leader, I think it would really help in that aspect. So. And
then you guys you go through the parades and things like that. So there's some other fun things that you do. It's not just all spit shining your shoes and checking out your rifles and things like that.
We're coming up to a close on our drill season. So our platoons that go and spin the rifles and have fun and go to other schools around Washington, we're coming up to a close on that. We got our fourth meet 2 weeks from now, so the Saturday after the 13th. I think it's the 16th.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where does Shelton in the NJROTC world rank, would you guys say? In the state, I guess.
In the state, I'm not sure, but in our division, I'm pretty sure we're currently first place.
Hey-o.
Wow.
So,
that's awesome.
Yes.
Nice job.
Our armed drill team has gotten first every single meet this year, and our unarmed drill team overall is second in the division currently.
Yeah.
And the top 3 in the division get to move on to regionals, which is basically our state. So, and I'm excited about that because I'm the unarmed drill team commander as well, and my goal has been to get to regionals the whole year. So, if they pull through another good win this Saturday, or not this Saturday, but the Saturday after, we should be on the road to go. So
talking
That's
to
great.
2 feature leaders of tomorrow right here. You got them on Daybreak Show. Thank you so much for coming on, Alisson and Benjamin. The 13th, Wednesday night, 6 o'clock at the Mini Dome.
Yes.
Come check this out. It's a sight to be seen for sure. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Good to see you guys.